Hey, IronPigs fans, Mike Ventola with you. And as we are continuing to talk with current Phillies, former Phillies, it's the life of COVID-19 and quarantining, all these Zoom interviews as they continue to roll along here. We're excited to have Nick Maton with us, who, of course, spent a lot of time at Coca-Cola Park this past summer. And Nick, first and foremost, how are you? And secondly, how's the holiday season treating you?
I'm doing well. I'm just basically going about my off season as usual. I mean, nothing's really changed there. But as far as everything else, just staying away from people, trying to stay away from people, and just enjoying this weird holiday season.
I know it's crazy. I wanted to talk to you about, obviously you spent this past summer at Coca-Cola Park, and I know for Iron Pigs fans, they always like to hear what players think and think of that nature. But obviously, too, I'm sure you have some sort of routine. I know it's getting cold, winter's upon us, but how have you been able to kind of stay in shape? What's the off season like for you?
It's pretty much been similar to what I've always done. I mean, I have a kind of like a private facility that I go to, so I'm not really coming into contact with anybody there. So that's been the same, and I work out in my basement, so nothing's really changed in that aspect. So I'm lucky there. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, I got you. So obviously, I'm sure from strength and conditioning, whether you're doing any lifting or anything you're doing right now to keep your body in shape. But are you able to? How much baseball type activities? I know it's indoors. You mentioned about the facility. So are you able to work on defense, hitting the cage, things of that nature?
Yeah. So I mean, we have a great facility down close to where I'm from. I'm from Illinois, so pretty cold, too cold to get outside. So we got an indoor facility. It's got a turf field, cages. I mean, pretty lucky to have all those facilities. So it's a lot different than a lot of people, but I'm lucky to have that. I'm able to do everything I need to do.
If I'm not mistaken, I think from where you're from, you're almost kind of like in the center of the state in Illinois, right?
Yeah, middle of
So
nowhere.
middle of nowhere. I spent some time out in Illinois for 2 years, and the most bottom part of the state near Carbondale, and nothing
Yeah,
but lots of land. So
yeah,
being you were in the center of the state, you're kind of almost in a halfway point, I think, from like St. Louis and Chicago.
yeah,
Did you grow up rooting for anybody specific? Were you just because you were in no man's land? It was just like I just like baseball.
yeah. Well, where I'm from, you're either a diehard Cardinal fan or a diehard Cub fan, and I grew up a Cardinal fan and went to the games growing up, and not as big as a fan anymore. Not really a fan anymore, but that's how it was growing up.
No, I get that. I totally understand that. I've done a lot of these Zoom interviews in another room in a house, and there's a lot of Yankee apparel, and I've gotten a lot of
Yeah,
flack for it. So I just switched to the
yeah,
to the traditional like old school football looking things behind me. So
yeah.
just to kind of give fans an opportunity to think I'm neutral. But with all that too that you've been doing, just trying to keep busy, trying to stay safe. This past summer I'm sure was fun, but also too weird in a sense because you literally spent most of your summer in one place, going from hotel to the ballpark, back to the hotel, and kind of just starting things off. When you got the call, knowing that you were going to report to the alternate site, how much did that mean to you that the Phillies gave you that opportunity?
It was big time, yeah, to be put in that category with those dudes who got to go. Because I mean, there's a lot of really solid players there, but it was good to just be able to play baseball. I mean, get back to some sort of normal behavior. I mean, it was fun to get better and work out with a lot of great like coaches and stuff too. I mean, it meant a lot for me to be able to go out there and continue to work out with those guys.
I know you got a chance to spend a lot of time with guys you've come up in the system with, but also too getting a chance to play along some guys that have spent some time in the big leagues and whatnot. So did you get the opportunity, whether it was like a Mikey Maton or a Nick Martini or even, of course, a Jonathan Lucroy? I know, of course, positions are all over the place, but you get a chance to talk to those guys, pick their brains a little bit and kind of helping you out and what the future may look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're around those people, you always want to just ask them anything you can and stick around them, see what they do, see what their routines are, just to see what it takes to get to the position where they were at. And I spent a lot of time around Martini and Matuk and Torreyes as well. And when Lucroy got there, I spent a ton of time with them. But yeah, I talked to them a lot and I learned a lot more.
No, I'm sure of it too. And then, of course, because it wasn't a full roster and, there were a lot of days you're playing these inter squad games and, you're looking up, you're looking to your left or looking to your right, and Chris Truby's there, or Andy Abad's at first base,
Yeah.
or um, Ochart's in left is in the outfield.
Yes.
He had his perfect defensive fielding percentage until he made an error, I think, halfway through. So what was it like
Yeah.
kind of knowing that these coaches were playing alongside with you?
I think you had to just remind yourself that you're working on what you need to work on. But I mean, also, a lot of those guys have had a lot of time in the bigs during their career. So, I mean, they have stuff that you can learn from them as well. I mean, you don't want to take that for granted, but also you got to realize that their days have been over, but they have a lot of information that they can share on to you.
Which is great. So I know there were no fans at the ballpark this past summer, but I'm not sure, when you got the opportunity to step on the field for the first time, what did you enjoy most about playing at the ballpark, whether it was the field itself or the clubhouse amenities? What did you enjoy most when you got to the ballpark each day?
I don't know if there's one thing in particular that I liked a lot. I mean, it's an awesome field, and it was a great, atmosphere even without fans. I really liked the short porch kind of big wall out and right. I really enjoyed that a lot. The field was awesome. Like the playing surface. And it was just a great field in general. The clubhouses are awesome. Probably a sweet atmosphere when there's a lot of fans in the stands, which I heard there's tons of people that show up out there.
No, it is. It can be a fun atmosphere. I know last season you got the opportunity to finish the year, now 2 seasons ago, you got a chance to finish in Double-A, and I can tell you this, from First Energy Stadium to Coca-Cola Park, you're not going to get too many better Double-A to Triple-A transitions. So it is. I spent 5 summers in Reading, and that's quite a place as well too. But Nick as well, I know you've been, doing all, looking back, working on in the present, but as, I know the holidays coming and going, but I know as the calendar turns to the new year, what are you looking forward to most for about next season?
I'm just looking forward to getting back to spring training and working with those guys and getting back into a routine with all the people that you started out with, and just getting going on another year. And hopefully it turns into something that's somewhat resembles normal, but just looking forward to get back to work next year.
That's awesome. No, I know we're excited for all you guys to get back down there at spring training, because when you guys get to spring training, that means we're getting closer to opening day at Coca-Cola Park. But Nick, before I let you go, it's been great getting a chance to see you and talk with you as well. I know you talked about earlier how you were a St. Louis fan, but I got to ask you, I know you've been to Chicago probably at one point or another. I recently ordered Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza and had it shipped out from Chicago. What's your favorite deep dish, style of pizza in there in Chicago when you've been?
Well, we got a place called Nancy's Pizza. I load the deep dish up with tons of meat, and that's what my family loves to get.
No, that's good to know, because I'm I like I said, like Lou Malnati's, I'm gonna have to look back out towards your way and see what else I can get shipped in. But thanks as much as always, Nick. Hopefully, as much as we'd love for you to get to Philadelphia as soon as possible, but hopefully you're wearing an IronPigs uniform at some point in 2021. So thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, IronPigs fans, that's Nick Maton, and as always, thanks for watching.